All right, our next task is going to be to put in the escape wheel and the drivetrain wheels and the train bridge. Now, the first thing I'm going to have to do here is I have already added oil to the 3 pivot points, the jewels for this one here, this one, and this one. Each of those needed a little drop of the Mobius 9010 oil. And then the next thing we're going to have to do is I need to remove the ratchet wheel, which is this wheel on top of the mainspring barrel. The reason I need to remove that, I had forgotten that one of the other wheels, the center wheel, has to go underneath that. So this needs to be taken off first before I can put the train bridge back on. So that'll be the first thing I'm going to do now, is remove that. I've got the screw loosened. And then we will see if we can get the wheel off. There it goes. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do next is install the escape wheel. And the escape wheel goes into that jewel right there. Here's our escape wheel. The top part of the escape wheel has a pinion on it, which is that little gear that's mounted on the top of it. That needs to face upward. The other side of the escape wheel just has an ordinary pin sticking down. That's the part that's going to go into the jewel. The next thing I need to do is lubricate the pallet fork jewels. The very ends of the jewels, which are the angled tips, need to have a little drop of oil put on them. And what we're using for that is Mobius 9415, which is made for escapements. And it's a very thick oil, but when the escapement is running, the oil turns more liquidy and becomes much smoother once it starts running. But it's in a thick state when we first apply it, which makes it easier to get it on there. And I'm going to have to do that off camera because there's no way I can do something that precise looking at my camera screen. Okay, I put the drops of oil on the ends of the pallet fork jewels, and I put just a teeny little drop using my thinnest oiler on each of the jewels, and we put them, as I said, on the slanted portion at the very end of the jewel. This is the impulse surface that the escape wheel slides against as the movement is running. And we also needed to have the corresponding teeth on the escape wheel needed to have a little drop of that oil put on like every 4th tooth around it. And as the movement runs, it'll distribute the oil around all the teeth once it runs through a few cycles. So we don't want to put on every single one because that would be too much lubrication. So I've got that all taken care of. I had to do that off camera because I had to hold these up to my eye and look at it through a powerful eye loop in order to see those tiny little surfaces I had to deposit the oil on. So now that that's in there and I put the escape wheel back in, I had to pull that out so that I could oil it as well. Now we're ready to put in the gear train wheels.